Happy Monday, everybody. Live look out over the K right now. Nice night for some baseball. A little cool for this time of year, but it's good. We've got clear skies, a little breezy, but it's overall pleasant here on this Monday. We're starting out the week on a good foot, and it's really only going to get better from here for the most part. There's a couple things that you probably want to know, so I'll walk you through that and show you. One, the big thing is a freeze coming tonight. So we've got some of us are going to drop back into the 20s. And that means you might need to do something tonight if you have plants that you care about that are outside, that are new and young and susceptible to the cold. You want to cover them up. You want to bring them inside, that kind of thing. And also we have a couple low chances for rain and a big warm-up. I'm excited about that because last week we were in the 40s and the 50s and it was chilly. And it's like, where's our spring weather? It's right here. It's back. So let's hop to it. By the way, this video is live right now as of 7:08 is the current time as it's live, but you might see this recorded in your Facebook feed later on, something like that. So just so you're aware, and you could scrub through the video and find what you need. Okay, so here's what I want to start with, and this is a behind the scenes look. Like, I'm going to pull the veil off of meteorology a little bit and show you what's going on, because right now we are riding the jet stream. All right, so it's right over the top of us, and that's at about 18,000 feet, the upper level winds. It's what carries storms along, and we've been under the cusp of this dip in the jet stream, and that's where low pressure is. So all last week, where we had the nasty storms to our east, we had a round of severe weather in Kansas City. We had the cool weather. That was all tied to that blue area and then the L, the low pressure, that has now moved along. So that's why today got a little bit better. We were back into the mid-50s. But to our west is high pressure. That's the big hump in the jet stream. And underneath that, it's quiet and it's warm. So if we want to know what's going to happen next, this is a good place to start. So meteorologists look at this chart every single day. And look at this, as we get into, this is just by Wednesday, and that high pressure starts to slide over the top of us. The cold air moves out. There's not, again, this is quiet type weather. So as far as like storms or anything like that, we don't see a lot of that. But with it comes clear skies and typically light winds. And that's what we'll see overnight tonight as we begin this new pattern. And what that means is when it's clear and it's calm and we've got winds out of the north behind a front like we do today, then temperatures can really fall off. And they'll fall far enough that we have a freeze warning in place. Now, what this means is that we expect temperatures to drop below freezing for several hours. And it's cold enough and in a certain time of year. So now we're into April. There's some crop. There is some, maybe you've been out in the garden, that kind of thing. So now it becomes a concern. This, we have colder nights in, March, February, and you don't see a freeze warning. But because now we're into the growing season, that's whenever these begin getting issued if we have a cold night. So everybody's going to drop down near or below freezing tonight. So up to our north, where those counties like up by Maryville and Cameron and Chillicothe, you may not be under a freeze warning. You're still going to hit below, you're going to be our coldest zone tonight. But your growing season actually starts just a little bit later. The average last freeze in our northern counties is late enough. It's late enough later that it's not included in the same package, just to make sense out of that. All right, so this can damage or kill sensitive plants. Just so you know, this goes through 9 a.m. Tuesday. So what are we looking at? Well, 20s in spots, mid-20s up here in some of our northern counties like Maryville and Bethany, Richmond, Odessa, upper 20s there. 30s what I'm forecasting in Kansas City, so we'll be below freezing for probably 3, maybe 4 hours, something like that. But still, we could get 20s in Warrensburg and Clinton, places like that. Pretty much everybody looks to touch the freezing mark, if not fall below it for a good couple hours. So that's what we'll start tomorrow morning with. And it's interesting because our average last freeze is April 8th, which is tomorrow. And we're forecasting a freeze. And this is the only freeze I have in the forecast. So will we fall exactly on our average last freeze this year? We might. If this is our last freeze of the year, then we will. That's the way it looks. So that's our first headline, and the things that you want to know is that freezing Tuesday morning. And then and the reason why we put the first warn on is just because, again, you might have to do something about that. But then after that, this is good news. We have warm spring days, 60s and 70s the whole way through the forecast, maybe even our first 80s of 2025. Now, we've hit 79 4 times. We've been awfully close, but officially in Kansas City, we have not yet hit 80. But we might in this forecast. I think we probably will. And there's lots of sunshine. This is good stuff. There's a few low rain chances. I'll show you that in just a second. But first, let's talk temperatures. So 62 tomorrow. So today was 56. So we're looking at 6 degrees warmer than today. So a nice 5 to 10 degree bump, and just about normal. Not quite. We haven't quite gotten back to normal, but just by a degree. We might hit it. It's going to be close. Then Wednesday, low 70s. We're going to tack on 10 more degrees. Wednesday is great. It's a good-looking day. Now, Wednesday, late in the day, a front's going to come through, and watch our temperatures slide, but not by much. All right, so we'll be down into the mid-60s by Thursday. We'll do that again on Friday, still above normal. And in the process of that temperature dip of that front coming through, might try to wring out just a few showers, but there's not a lot to work with here. So I washed my car today. You're probably good to go. But I just want you to know that Wednesday and Thursday, there is a low chance that on your freshly washed car, you get some raindrops on it. And it won't be much if you get it. And you most likely won't, but it's possible, so I just show you that. It's a low chance. We're still going to have lots of sunshine on those days, but we could see a couple showers at times. So let me show that to you. Here's tomorrow. This is Tuesday, and you're in the afternoon. It's gorgeous. We have blue skies. It's a nice day. Then we get into Wednesday morning, and you see that little blip of green. Now, some of our other computer forecasts have a little bit more than that, especially north and east of the metro, but none of them have much, and odds are you won't see anything, but it's possible that you do Wednesday early in the day. Then watch that clear out. And there's the afternoon. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry, but it's allergies. I'll show you the pollen count in a second, too. They got me today. All right, so there's Tuesday afternoon, and we're back into sunshine. Then Thursday morning, here comes another little blip, and you can see a string or two of some light rain that could pass over your house. Probably won't, but it's possible. And then Thursday afternoon, we clear that back out, and we're into sunshine. So our afternoons and much of our days are just going to be gorgeous, but there is a couple of those low little chances. So there's another look at our weather cam. What I love about this time of year is the blue skies up top and the earth coming back to life below, where it's green and you get lots of color. It's so nice. Temperatures are a little cool right now up in our north, especially Bethany, Cameron, mid-40s there, 49 in Kansas City now, and we're in the mid-50s, a little bit warmer as you head south toward Olathe and Paola and places like that. So our Tuesday, this is how it shakes out. You've got your cold morning out the door. You want the coat. By lunchtime, you're going to be somewhere in the upper 40s to near 50, and then 60, 62 for your afternoon high. And good bit of sunshine there too. Nice looking day. Here's the highs. We'll still be in the 50s north and east. So if you remember the track of that jet stream, how the cooler air is north and east. So that's where some of our cooler temperatures are going to be. Warmer south and west. You might hit 70 in Ottawa tomorrow. It's going to be close. But 62 is what we've got for Kansas City. There's another Royals game tomorrow. It looks good. Winds are going to be light out of the southeast at 5 to 10. Taking on the Twins again. First pitch ought to be about 60 degrees, somewhere near there. And the end of the game will be in the mid-50s. Good night out at the K. There's a pollen forecast. I told you about that. It's the tree pollen that's getting us. The juniper, the elm, things. I mean, you see it on your car if you park underneath a tree. Here at the station, we've got some that's just like dumping pollen and shedding the buds all over the cars. So anyway, it's going crazy out there. Medium to high through the rest of this week. And then there's our 7-day, and it's a good 7-day, so let me get you the full thing. There's Wednesday, 72. That rain chance just 20%, by the way. So 80% chance that you don't, but it's possible. Then Thursday, 66. Now, something else to know about Thursday is it's going to be a windy day. We've got northwest gusts in the afternoon. That'll be about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So Thursday won't be as nice as Wednesday, but it's mid-60s and sunshine. It's not all bad. Friday, 64 and sunshine. Ooh, look at that weekend. 72 on Saturday with blue skies. It's nice, nice, nice. Sunday, 80. And look at this. The first 80s of 2025 again. We've hit 79 3 times in March. I have to check that. It might have been, I think there's 4 times total. But it will be windy on Sunday. So if you're trying, if it's down to should I be outside Saturday or Sunday, and you can't do both days because they're both going to be good. Saturday does look like the nicer of the 2 days, even though it's not as warm. But 72 and sunshine with lighter winds is like nearly perfect. It's going to be awesome. Both days are good, but Saturday's especially nice. And then 70s into next week. So the long-range outlook is warmer than normal. And we'll carry that, it looks like, through at least the next, I don't see cold, nothing chilly. In fact, a lot of that's abnormally warm. Again, our average high is 63, so I think we're going to be doing a little bit better than that. there's the update for you. Hope that was helpful. That's always our goal, is just try to show you what we see, and then you can make plans in your life all around that. So we'll have updates coming up at 10 o'clock. That's after the championship game tonight on CBS, KCTV5. We'll see you then. In the meantime, have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Take care.